Good morning. My name's Carl Haddon. I'm with Fire Apparatus Magazine, and we're here in Rockley, New Jersey this morning for the annual Volvo Owners Day. Volvo's invited us here this morning to do an extrication demo for two groups of people. We're going to be doing one for press, Volvo brass, and car owners, and then this afternoon we're going to do one with a couple of fire departments, local fire departments, to help them brush up on their new vehicle technology skills. We've been working with Volvo now for about the last 5 years, trying to develop new vehicle technology rescue hand in hand with the fire service and the auto manufacturers and engineers. So we're glad to be here. Hope you enjoy this. We're going to have a good time. At the invitation of Volvo to do this with you this morning, very quickly, my team, Aaron Heller, he's a captain with Hamilton Township Fire Department here in New Jersey. I'm presently an operations captain of a technical rescue task force in Idaho. We have our beautiful wives and assistants with us today. We have the gentlemen from Firefighter One Company who were nice enough to bring us out our heavy-duty hydraulic rescue tools. And we have a new tool that we're going to show you today. It's a glass shear. It actually cuts the new windshields like butter. Before we get started, very quickly, I've been asked to give you a basic history of how we got started in this. Aaron and I were from different coasts about 5 years ago, and in the fire service we haven't always kept up with the technology that the auto manufacturers have. As such, when cars changed in the way they were made, were changed around roughly 2000, we were really behind the 8 ball. And Volvo happened to be a leader in this technology, and we were struggling. And Volvo stepped up and said, you know what, we need to make you guys, the fire service, part of our customer service and our commitment to safety. As a result, we have the greatest job in the world, because where else can we go with $100,000 to $500,000 worth of brand new cars as we travel around the country and the world teaching this program and cut them into little pieces? We love to make people cry, and this is how we do it. Some of you say, well, what's the big deal about this extrication stuff? You guys have been doing it forever. Well, they make cars, these new cars in particular, out of materials that are much harder, much tougher than they did from, say, the 1950s up to the 1990s. Okay? That poses wonderful things for those of us who are fortunate enough to drive these cars, but dangers for the firefighters that go to get into them. Okay? The safety systems. Again, these airbags come out at 200 miles an hour. What happens in that 0.1% chance that the airbag doesn't deploy and we have to go in the car? Okay? These are the type of things that we teach, and these are the type of things that we show firefighters again around the world. We hope you never need us, but we also hope that if you do, you recognize that we are an extension of Volvo and of their commitment to safety. And we thank them for the years of support and service that they have given us, and hope that they continue to feed us with new cars and allow us to make people cry. Like I said, like butter goes the glass. So, why is this important? Because the new standard, it says more glass in your vehicle has to be laminated. And the reason for that is the side glass will now be laminated. If you have a rollover, the occupants have less of a chance of being ejected out the windows.
Teaching firefighters how to conquer these new technologies. For a long time, and for lots of people, and I'm going to date myself, everybody watched Emergency, and we watched them get the jaws of life, and they just popped the door, and out came the person, and those days are pretty much gone with these new cars. The systems are all over the place, and thus we need to figure out new ways of getting into them. What they're doing right now is, if your door was pinned, if there was no way of getting the door open. So they're making a purchase point by just using good old tools. In a lot of ways, to start off, we're going to listen to when he cuts. tool manufacturers were behind the ball, the 8-ball. And there's that boron core being cracked. Number one for us.
You want to cut the patch?
To vehicle extrication. So sometimes you go in and you make that cut and you can't get all the way through. You can't go and cut that place again. You have to go and make another cut and be able to get through it. And that door is still open. Giving them some fits.
Wide C-post. So we have cutters today with a generous opening, but the average, what you guys know is jaws of life opening size is only 4 to 6 inches. So with 4 to 6 inches of opening in your scissors, so to speak, imagine what a challenge, you know, an 11-inch post would be like that.
Okay, after spread, do this. Doesn't work. The guy says, just get a wrench. Okay, so that's where I say, and there is your convertible.